Hello, BookTube. It's Monday afternoon. It's sort of an overcast day here where I am in the UK. It's been raining earlier. It's sort of just off and on rain. That's all we've had for many days. Typical, in other words. Um, I'm here to do a tag. It was a tag that I've seen going around for a little while. Again, this is one of those that I look at the questions and I go, I've done this before, and then just sort of moved on. And then I watched again Ben at Revenant Reads do the tag just a little while ago, and I go, well, have I done that? I look in my tag list playlist. I don't see it there. I did a search for it's the Moody Reader book tag, and yeah, mine didn't come up, but Reams, just list like so many have done this. So I'll do this because there's a few tags that I figure I'll do over the next few days, if I can get around to them. But this one has 11 questions. I won't tag anybody because, as I say, there's so many that have done it, and I've seen many people do this already. It was created by Brittany at Slanted Spines. And as I say, there's 11 questions, so let's get right in. Number 1, do you consider yourself a mood reader? Now, I sort of thought of it, and I hear most people say, no, they're not a mood reader. But I think everybody is. Like, it depends on what you mean by mood reader. It's like, to me, it's like, well, okay, I want to read some nonfiction today. I want to read some history. I want to read African history. I want to read Zulu history. That to me is sort of, I'm not, because I'm not in the mood for anything else. I'm in the mood for that, or a biography, or fiction, or science fiction, and that type of thing, or mystery, or humor, or whatever. So yes, I am a mood reader in that sense, and that's how I sort of have taken the question. So, number 2, do you set TBR lists and do you stick to them? I don't have a list. I do, like, my shelves basically are TBR lists because there's tons and tons of stuff that I haven't read. So, but recently, because of having long COVID, my brain still hasn't kicked back into. I can try to read something that's like an essay or something like that, and I'm just struggling with it. My brain just is not functioning at times for reading. So I've been reading fiction, and generally it's simple sort of type fiction, or at least what I call simple fiction anyway. So each week, well, I've got, piles of fiction and everything. So each week, Friday, Saturday, I sort of go, okay, what am I going to read for next week? And I get, a number of books, and I go, okay, I'm going to read this, 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 and this, and this. And if I got time, I'll read this and this and this. And I pretty well, I've been sticking to that week by week. Number 3, do books affect you emotionally? Does the mood of the book rub off on you? The second part of it, does the mood of the book rub off on you? No. But it does affect me emotionally at times because, like, usually it makes me angry because it's either something the author has done or it's talking about something that really, really, it's like, yeah, that's right. And, oh, that really does bug me and stuff like this. Or, and that happens a lot with nonfiction. Not so much fiction, but yeah, and then emotionally, it makes me happy to read something like P.G. Wodehouse. It makes me laugh inside, if not outside. Number 4, when you are feeling sad, what do you read? Or do you not read when sad? I don't think there's anything specifically, because I think everybody has their sort of down moods and things like that. And I suppose when I'm like, I don't know, I whatever I choose, I think it's not consciously, but I'd like to think that if I was feeling down, I'd try to read a really sad book, or really, really, depressing subject or something like that, and that's probably what I would do. Number five, most often do you use reading to escape, to learn, or critically reflect? All, because to me, at the moment, reading is filling up my day. Well, what day there is of however many hours that I can actually function at the moment without hardly any sleep. My sleep is just dozing, so I get 6 to 8 hours a day. So it's to fill it up, something to do, and I enjoy reading. Um, so it's escaping from trying to, get better, filling up the day, as I say, escaping from, the current situation in a sense. Um, and what was the next one? To learn, yeah, I read history, nonfiction to learn generally, but also because I'm interested in it and I find it fun. And critically reflect, yes, always critically reflecting. Some less than others, like when I read um, things like this, uh, Bulldog Drummond by Sapper. Um, I try not to critically reflect too much because if you do, you just sort of pull up all these things that are just, yeah, it just, you know, it's fun and that's it. And it's the same as crime and fiction. I try not to delve too deeply into it. And the same with science fiction and a lot of stuff. It's like I try to go with the flow unless there's something really bad. But if somebody's trying to write, it's like if it's trying to be sort of pretentious, I guess, and trying to really write something that is high literature or something like that, then yeah, I will, and or if there's glaring things in it. But sometimes I still sort of fuzz over them and just, go with the flow and go, yeah, well, that's not really right. That doesn't work. But anyway, I'm enjoying the story and that's all that matters. Um, Number six. What is a book that made you laugh out loud? Like basically P.G. Woodhouse does that. Um, John Mortimer's. Um, Trying to think of that. See, this is where the brain problem is with long COVID. Rumpole. And there's another writer too. Is it David Lodge is okay. I sort of laughed. Oh, I'm trying to think of the author of. Is it David Lodge? Of Porterhouse Blue. It was a more modern one that I find humorous. Um, but anyway, yeah, there's a few. Number seven, what is a book that has made you cry? Or if you don't cry, one that really moved you? Um, I can't really think of anything that's made me cry. There's ones that are going, oh yeah, well that is sad. That's happened, but usually the emotion is anger, as I said. Number eight, what is a book that you don't even know how you feel about? There's no specific book that I can think of to answer this question with. The one that comes to mind for an author is Ernest Hemingway, because he's sort of been talked about a little bit. Uh, I haven't seen the Ken Burns documentary, but that sort of has prompted a little bit of discussion about him. And he's an author I'm not sure of because I haven't. The reason why I say that is I haven't read enough of him to be sure about. I've read a number of short stories. I read a few of the novels, um, and I've disliked completely The Old Man and the Sea. But some of the short stories I have fond memories of reading. Not that I remember them specifically. And this one here, Farewell to Arms. I've got the film, so that's why I've got the book to read. Um, and I've read that one before, and I remember thinking it was okay. But he is an author that I'm unsure of at the moment. I need to read more. Uh, Number nine. Are you more likely to read on a sunny day or a cloudy day? Doesn't matter. Outside is nice to have daylight, but there's nowhere for me to be outside now, so it has to be, and it just Here, I have no idea whether it's, I can hear the rain, but I don't know if it's cloudy or sunny from 1 minute to the next where I'm sitting at the moment. Number 10. Do you usually set the mood when you read music, lights, smells, dancing monkeys, etc.? Yep, gotta have the dancing monkeys. And I need to have a good strong light. No smells, allergic to perfumes and whatnot. And it'll send me to the hospital, not able to breathe, a lot of that crap. So no, definitely not smells. Music, no, I prefer quiet, but sometimes in the past I have used music to drown out other sounds that were worse. But I prefer to complete silence. Number 11, can you leap from one book, or can you leap from book to book, or do you need buffer time between them? Well, I generally need to get up, get something to drink, go to the toilet, then I can come back and start reading something else. So if that's buffer time, then yes. So that's the 11 questions. As I said at the beginning, there's a lot of people that have done this, so I'm not going to tag anybody. And I do apologize for all my tags, and I'm not putting any of the questions down at the bottom because I cannot on my phone or my tablet copy and paste from the YouTube app, and it just goes automatically to the YouTube app regardless of how I'm trying to open this up. The only way would be to uninstall the app and then go via web, but then I gotta reinstall it all the time. So again, I'm too lazy, I guess, to do that, and it's just too tedious for me to type out every question. So so if you want to do this and you want the questions, just do it. It's very simple. Just do a search for the Moody Book Tag, and Bob's your uncle, or as they could say, Robert's your father's brother. Or it could even be Roberta is your father's sister. Well, then it wouldn't be your uncle, would it? No. I'll have to think about that one and work on it. Yeah, so I will say goodbye there for now. As I say, there's a few other tags I want to do, and I'll try to do those in the next day or two. Anyway, take care, BookTube, and I hope you're enjoying your reading.